I love the intentions, and I know that everyone is here with us at Impact School to scale your company, right? That's what we're here for. And something I was reflecting on a lot is one of the struggles that we have as founders is that because we are the one that created the company, we are so emotionally involved with everything that sometimes we find ourselves doing things that we don't enjoy, which then means that day after day goes by and we look back and the entire year has passed and we didn't really enjoy barely any of it. So today I want to talk about how to double your sales while enjoying your business this year. This is something where you're probably going to want to grab a pen and paper. And what we'll do is we'll save questions till the end. I'm going to go through the presentation, stay focused, and then at the end we can do Q&A, okay? So if everyone could just, if you guys could just mute your microphones, if that's okay, just I don't want to have any background noise, that'd be fantastic. And let's get straight into it. So with that said, I just wanted to give a shout out to Abby. I don't think she's here right now because of her time zone. But over the Christmas period, she's had a very successful photography company, multiple very high six figures. And now she's launched her impact offer, and she had 8 sales calls, closed 5 of them at 10K each. And I just thought that was a testament to the quality of her impact offer. So I just wanted to give a shout out to her. So when you're watching this, Abby, I'm super proud of you. I know that this is something that you pour your heart and soul into while living the nomad life. So it's super impressive seeing you do all this. So yeah, just wanted to say kudos to you for not slowing down over the festivities and just going for it. So yes, there we go. Cool. So if you notice any of this in your clients, just like raise your hand, right? So they have big goals in January, and then they come to you saying that they're, stuck in the exact same spot as last year, and they're feeling really frustrated. Like, does anyone notice this in your clients at this kind of time of year? It's like this massive rush and these huge, big goals, and they want to do so many different things, right? And so then, Kelsey, yep. So by February, they end up having all these regrets, right? Because, January goes by and they didn't necessarily make as much progress as they wanted. They feel like they want to give up, and then they just don't tend to look at what actually is the common denominator here. So if you notice this in your clients, I want to ask you, what about within yourself? If you look at the last year, the last 2 years, last 3 years, have you seen yourself do similar patterns? I mean, I know I've done this myself, whereby I have this huge goal of like, yeah, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day. And then midway through January, I'm like, screw this, right? I prefer my sleep and there's no chance this is possible. And then I regret it by the end of February, right? So the common denominator is often ourselves. We are the one that is the problem. And so here today, I want to share with you a few tools that I personally use in order to ensure that I can continue growing my company and enjoying the process. Yep. Okay. So maybe it sounds familiar that over the last year, as you were reflecting on the year, right, maybe you had some more revenue than ever before, but less profit, right? Because now you're paying a team. Maybe you've been doing some shout outs, some ads. You've been investing in various different things, whether it's into your business or maybe into property or something, right? Maybe you've had more revenue and more profit, but way less time because now you're spending 80 hours a week working. And maybe you've had a lot more success externally, but less enjoyment internally. Okay. So, yep. We want to make it your year. Okay. I want to show you how to do that. So in this training, you're going to learn the framework that's going to allow you to finally remove yourself from the day-to-day, the one discipline that will truly make this your year. And as Renee said, seeing the scary things and diving straight into them. And also the time study that will allow you to move the needle. Now, some of this stuff is going to sound like a little bit of a drag, right? And it might take you a little bit of time to do in the beginning, but it will pay dividends over the rest of the year. Okay. So you're going to get frustrated with your business at some point. There are going to be times when you feel negative. You're probably going to have that thought of, oh gosh, wouldn't it be easier if I could just go back to me, my laptop, just that, traveling, whatever, and screw everybody, right? You're going to have those feelings. I can assure you, you're a founder. That's normal. We all have those feelings. My friends that have huge companies, multiple businesses, each doing tens of millions a year, they think these things too, right? It's very, very normal. Don't think you're crazy. And those that succeed are those that persevere. So you have everything that you need with Impact School. Don't hesitate to ask for help, right? Because sometimes, like, if you don't tell us the information inside of your business, if you're not submitting your P&Ls, right, we can't be proactive. We want to be proactive. So please commit to yourself and love yourself enough as a founder to do those things that feel like a little bit of a drag so that you can get the support that you need with us here at Impact School. Okay, so thank you so much for being a member of Impact School. We're so grateful to have you. Now let's get into it. Okie dokie. So what happened to me was that, like, I found that as my company was growing and growing and growing, I, as a founder, you know, you care so much more about everything than anybody else on your team does. At least that's what was happening to me in the beginning, because I couldn't find top talent, which meant that, oh, sorry, Kelsey, could you just do me a favor and just mute the mics, just because it's a little distracting for me there. But yeah, I found like I was just getting constantly dragged into everything. And then I remember at the same time in which my podcast got hacked, lost more than 100 episodes. I'm sure you guys have probably heard the story before. I just began to think, like, I don't think I should be owning a business. I think I should just go back to just doing affiliate marketing or something, just making some content. I don't think I'm capable of doing this. And it took me a long time to realize that the issue wasn't the business itself. The issue was the way that I was showing up to the business, always jumping in to fix every single problem, which meant that I was taking opportunities away from my team to actually learn and grow. And so essentially, Kelsey, if we click, yeah, what I tried to use was the Eisenhower Matrix. Okay, so who has seen this before, the Eisenhower Matrix? Yeah. And so the issue with the Eisenhower Matrix is that for us as entrepreneurs, it just doesn't work, okay? Because for us, everything is always up and to the left, okay? It's always urgent, it's always important. And we feel like if we actually don't get every single thing done in that exact one moment, then everything's gonna come crumbling down beneath us. So as I was looking back on my year, like just, you know, a few days ago, I was thinking, how interesting is that like everything that seemed so important and urgent to me at the time, I honestly forgot about those things. And the only reason I remembered is because I was looking back through every single thing that happened on my calendar day by day, just to really get an understanding of why were some things so memorable to me versus other things not memorable at all. And the things that felt so memorable, I had so much emotion behind them, when really now they were totally irrelevant, like totally irrelevant. Okay. So today I want to show you the VIAL framework, which stands for vital, important, luxury, and eliminate. And when you actually start using this, you may have heard me talk about it before, but when you actually start using it on a day-to-day basis in everything you do, I can assure you that things are going to change for you and you will start enjoying your business again. Okay, so I'm going to break it down step by step. Again, if you have any questions, please just note them down. We can come to them all at the end. So the vital is the oxygen to your business. Okay, so it's bringing in money and then delivering the service to those that gave you money. And again, I'll give examples after I give this brief overview. Okay, the important is projects that will empower you to scale beyond the vital. And you move on to those things once the vital is systematized and delegated. Okay, it can feel totally vital that you need to have a brand new website right now, but actually you really don't need that to bring in money and to deliver service to those that gave you money. Okay, luxury are the nice to have but not needed. Again, you move into those things once the important is being done smoothly without your involvement. And usually the way that we do these at Impact School is we put them in the calendar for the future, and eliminate is the unnecessary and you remove them. Okay, so let's look at this in a bit more detail. So for example, the vital would be making sales and client success. So again, you might think that it's super vital that you have this gorgeous looking membership site to serve your clients, but actually that could just be done over Zoom and through Google Drive if you really, really needed it to be. Okay, and until you're consistently making sales and until you're delivering consistent results to your clients, you don't need to focus on something like making it all beautiful, which would actually be an important thing if you're not making enough sales. Again, we try and pull the cart before the horse when really we're not focusing on the actual oxygen of our business. So who here isn't making as many sales as they want to be? Just raise your hand. Okay. Because we always want more, right? So it's always going to grow and it's always going to change. That's also something to be aware of. So then you have to prioritize what is more important to me, making sales or this other thing that seems so important. When if the one thing that you're always thinking about is that I'm not making as many sales as I want to be, when you're spending like an hour a day making Instagram stories, okay, is that actually making sales? No. What would be better and what would be more vital than spending a bunch of time making Instagram stories if you're not making as many sales as you want to be? Someone shout something out.
Get in the DMs.
Yep, that's one option. That would be my first choice personally. What else? Say it again. Yeah, so getting in the DMs, right? Opening up your own calendar for sales calls. Coaching your sales team on how to actually close better. Going onto LinkedIn and making some new, sending some in-mail requests of people that seem like ideal clients, right? Some of these things could be depending on your, where your ideal client is hanging out on online. Those are the different options that could be more effective. Okay, rather than trying to speak to a graphic designer who can make you the perfect Instagram feed. Okay, if you are not satisfied with your sales right now, you do not need to be entertaining the important. I can assure you, when you begin to categorize everything you do in VIAL, you are going to be getting significantly faster results and more efficient results and more enjoyable results than you are right now. Otherwise, you're just creating so much operational drag for yourself. Okay, that's what happened to me. Like I would take on all these different projects, do this, and this. And then I didn't realize that because I started a project now, it meant that in 2 months from now is when I would actually, some would say reap the rewards. For me, it was feel the burden of all the projects. Okay. So anyways, so the important, again, are projects that will empower you to scale beyond the vital. That would be if you are not increasing the goals in which you have for your vital, right? Which would be more sales and a better client experience. More referrals, right? For me, better client experience would mean more referrals. That's the best marker of the fact that you are giving a good client experience is the number of referrals that you get, right? Our consultants at Impact School know this. We want to be seeing referrals all the time. This is the main KPI that we talk to them about on every single call that we do, just as a side note. Anyways, so some examples of important would be, if you're not hitting the vital, they would be build a retention program to increase the lifetime value of your clients, or it would be to survey all clients to gain clarity on the positioning of your brand. So you may remember that last month or 2 months ago, we put out a survey to everyone at Impact School. We put out a survey. Why? Because we wanted some instrumental information that we needed in order to position us. And we knew that if we had that information, we'd be able to deliver the best results possible to every single Impact School member. Okay, now we could do this and we could move on to the important because the vital was already being met. Okay, as in sales were coming in and clients were getting results and hitting the KPIs that we have laid out for our consultants. So if that wasn't being met, though, we wouldn't have done the survey because we wouldn't yet have been in a position where we were ready to do that because we needed to shift all of our energy on either delivering results to clients or on sales. Super simple. It's just shifting your energy where it's going to give you the most bang for your buck. Okay. Luxury would be something like redo the website or launch an affiliate program. Again, it's like these things that you have this idyllic vision of doing. For a lot of people, it seems to be retreats. They have these like dreams of running retreats, right? Which is totally luxury and totally not necessary in the business model that we're in. Okay, and then eliminate often comes with vital, honestly, because when you realize what's actually vital, you pretty much eliminate 80% or 95% of all the other stuff that you're doing. But like, for example, I'll give you one for us. Like for the longest time, we were focusing on LinkedIn as much as we were focusing on Instagram and Facebook, right? But then we realized like we just were never getting clients from there. So we eliminated it. Okay. So if right now, all of your sales, 100% of your sales come from your TikTok and your blog, then you're posting on LinkedIn as well. You're literally wasting your time. So cut it out and then double down on the other platforms. Simultaneously, I remember for me in the past, when I didn't have a sales team, a few years ago, I'd be going to all these events. And if I was at an event in person, I was not on sales calls. My vital was not being met. My business was making no more money. Okay. So just to kind of give you some context as to how I think through this, protect the vital. Like everything you do is to protect the vital. And once that is protected, then you can move on. The vital will increase and grow because you will increase and grow your sales goals. But that just means that you're putting importance on the growth of the vital. And then once that's done, you move on to other stuff. Okay. So let's go next. Okay. So a good way to think about vital first. So we always prioritize vital. Okay. So the questions that I would encourage you to look into, not just listen to me say this, but actually look into the data, okay, is which traffic source and conversion mechanism brings in money for you? And then who brings in that money? So let's take an example. Let's say you got a dude on your sales team. His name's Tom. Okay, let's just say that. And let's say your traffic source is TikTok, but then you convert them through Instagram DMs. And then Tom closes the deals. So the traffic source is TikTok, the conversion mechanism is Instagram DMs, and Tom brings in the money. But what happens if Tom gets hit by a bus? Who's going to then take the sales? Is your company just not going to make any sales? Right? You need to also understand what would happen then, because it's vital that you can somehow protect Tom. What happens if he gets an offer from another company that he just can't say no to because maybe he doesn't think you have good enough quality leads for him, right? That will come back on you, and you have to be willing to step into that role again, because the chances are decently high that at some point in your business, in the stage where it's at right now, that will happen. Okay. And you can't be like too good to do that. It's just probably going to be something that you will have to do at some stage in this sort of, phase of the initial stages of getting your sales team dialed in, right? Where a sales team is not collecting 500K per month without you. Just something to be aware of. Like, it's a very real possibility. So you need to be able to answer the question, first of all, which traffic source is bringing you in leads? How are you converting them? And then who is doing that? Get really, really clear on that and make sure that all of that has systems to consistently bring that in. And you can work with your consultant one-on-one if you feel like, oh my gosh, the only way that I'm getting traffic right now is when I personally post reels on Instagram. Oh crap. Okay. If that's the stage you're in or something similar, right? Make sure to prioritize that as the thing that you work on with us here at Impact School immediately, because that is extremely vital that is not the case, just as an example. Okay. Second thing is, how do you deliver results to clients? And then who delivers those results? Ask yourself this question too. So you have your impact offer, yes, but then who's doing the one-on-one with all the clients going through your impact offer? If you have an agency, right, who's the one actually going in there clicking the Facebook ads if you have a Facebook ads agency, right? Kelsey, if we click. So what you want to do is, first of all, ensure that you have KPIs for your sales team, KPIs for your client success team, and work towards delegating client success if you are still involved in delivery. Harry, I remember we had a conversation about this before, and you were like working on redoing your program, and then we identified that it's not necessarily that needs to be done. It's that you personally are doing so much one-on-one with every single client. So then the question becomes, how can I delegate the actual coaching of clients so that then there's someone else to take care of that, so that I can free up my time and do more sales? And I know Lara was just telling me you've been smashing it with your results, right? And so that's amazing to see. And so essentially, like, at this stage, the thing that we've tend to find is best is eliminate everything else until you've removed yourself from the client success necessity. Okay. And you have someone else on your team who can take care of serving your clients. I would rather stay in control of the sales than of the client success, because the sales is the initial cash flow coming into your business. And once you've done your first round of your impact offer, you have a good product, right? As long as it's getting results, obviously. So then it comes down to finding great talent who can serve clients in your impact offer. That is very vital. So if you're making good sales, if you're getting great client results, but it's still you doing all the client success, then the vital thing now is you replacing yourself in the client success and maintaining over the control of the sales. We have a quick question here, which I will answer right now. How many clients do you usually give one consultant to manage? I'm not smart enough to know what rumination means. Sorry. Oh, okay. Pricing. Okay, so I'm going to come back to these questions kind of properly at the end, but just like to answer the question about how many clients do you give one consultant to manage? Every business is different, right? So like, for example, we have some clients who have agencies whereby it's agency plus consulting. So let's take ads. Ads is just an easy example because everyone knows it. Full-time people would have maximum of 5 clients because they're going in, doing the ads, and then they also have assistants, right, who write the copy. So every single business model is different. But typically, like, let's say it's purely coaching, right? And it's not like, let's say it's either B2C or sort of biz op type stuff, not like sophisticated entrepreneurs like you guys here. You're all sophisticated, right? So, but for sort of biz op stuff, right, like make money online or sort of, you know, get to your first like 10K months, between 30 to 50 clients is typically fine, right? So just maybe for a rough ballpark. So Claire, for you, 30 to 50 would be fine with what your clients are looking to achieve. Okay, so specific financial payment for co-coaches. When it comes to that, honestly, it's totally dependent on what you want to be doing in your business. We will reward our team on clients staying with us for longer, right? Like that's a big thing. So they get a base salary, and then clients that actually stay with us for beyond their initial period, we know that then they've done a great job. Our client wants to stay with us for longer. That's when we want to be able to give our team a piece of the pie, right? So like, again, it's so niche depending, because if you're doing like business acquisition consulting, right? Like these people are investment bankers. They're going to want a multiple 6-figure salary. Whereas if you're like a fitness coach, you know, what is a personal trainer making? And now remember that they got the benefit of being fully online. So maybe like a 2.5K per month is a great monthly salary for them if it's not like something that they are wanting to have their own business. Again, it depends where they are in the world as well, because you may find great talent from South America, whereas if they're in central London, right, you know, there's many variables. So I would say I'm not the best person to answer this question honestly in my business. That would be a much better question for Noor, because she's the person who does all these studies and understands this much better. I just want to know that they're going to be profitable for me and I'm happy. They show me the value and then I'm willing to negotiate things. And that's just facts. So yeah. Okie dokie. Cool. Let's go next. Alrighty. So this is kind of just a framework that I'm always thinking through in my head when I'm looking to add more projects for my team. Is vital being met, and has client delivery been 100% delegated to others? If yes, you move on to the stuff that you've defined as important. If no, go back to ensure that vital is being met and that it's been delegated. Again, I wouldn't say that if right now you're below 200K per month cash collected sales, I do not believe you need to delegate that right now. I do not believe that is a vital thing for you to be focusing on. Because if you're still below 200K per month cash collected, you making sales calls, and having conversations with people is such good client feedback. Like, it's such good market research. You're finding out exactly what people's problems are, and then you can quickly iterate that into your marketing. Okay. Some of the best content that I ever did was when I was doing so much sales by myself, because I could then quickly make content about it and attract more people who were just like that dream client that I was talking to. Right. There was a very quick turnaround. Whereas like when there's sales team, marketing team, right? Like you can't turn things around as quickly. And that's just, that's a scaling problem, and that's a totally okay problem, but it's just something to be aware of as you do scale. So I would say make sure that the client delivery is being met and delegated. And I just wanted to add this quick little note here, again, based upon my conversation with Harriet from before, is that you may want to still do a 1-hour session as a group for your clients each week or each month, and that's totally okay. I'm not saying delegate that. I'm saying that's something that you choose to do, but it's not vital. It's just not vital. And you probably are doing it because you're the face of the brand. It's totally not vital though. It's whether it's important or luxury as you see it, or if it's something that you sold as a part of the deal, then yeah, it's vital. Okay. So, a small little note here. It's okay and great for you to continue in sales until client success is 100% successful without you. Until then, you doing sales is beneficial because you can ensure your client success team are doing exactly what your clients say they want when you're enrolling them. Yes, that's kind of what I was just saying as well. That's very, very powerful, because you are the visionary who comes up with the ideas too. And so what your clients say, you don't even think about it like a sales school. I still like to take them every now and then, because for me, it's market research. Okay. So that is vital. Vital. These are some eliminations that we made last year because I was being a hyperactive entrepreneur in 2021. And 2020. So I bought a software development company in 2020, right? Which was a very big investment. Let's just put it that way. And in 2022, we eliminated the software company that we spent hundreds of thousands on building, right? Because it was totally a distraction from everything that we were doing. And it wasn't playing into our core competencies. And it was just becoming a drag. I had personally created dozens and dozens of courses over the last at least 5 years. We eliminated them. And we eliminated posting to every single social media platform so we could hit the vital at the level that we wanted to be. So this led to having a happier team, happier clients, more sales, only 5% of clients leaving after the first program, which has led to 17 times more revenue per client, and then more revenue and profit as a company. So it's nothing but beneficial. So here's how we know how to move into the important, okay? Rough rule of thumb. Vital is being met, aka money is coming in and clients are getting what they paid for. And we also look for expenses to be 30% or less than the total cash collected. So simple sort of, maths, right? If we were to collect 1 million, we would want our expenses to be 300K. If you were to collect 100K, you want your expenses to be less than 30K. For us, it's primarily team expenses. Okay. We also know how to move into the important when the founder is 100% removed from the delivery of the thing that the clients are paying for. Okay. So yeah, this slide, to be honest, I should have deleted this one. Okay. So important. How do we do important? So at Impact School, we use the concept from Google, which is OKRs. So OKRs means objectives and key results. All right. I love this concept so much because it gives the departments ownership over outcomes that they see are important based upon their understanding of their department, which they're obsessed with and studying all day, every day, and the goals of the company as a whole. Okay. So what are OKRs? This is just a screenshot taken from the document that Noor has made for our team. But they're simple processes that drive organizations forward. They're very collaborative as well. All goals are made public to everyone inside the organization, and it allows us to connect our company, our team, and the personal objectives, and we add measurable results for them. Okay, so essentially, here's an example from marketing. So we want to fill the sales. So the objective is fill the sales team's calendar with sales qualified leads. SQLs is sales qualified lead. I'll just give you a little kind of something, but SQL, it basically means like if we had 10 leads and they booked a call onto our calendar, and then let's just say like Eugene from our sales team says, well, these two suck, like I'm not talking to them, they make $100 and they don't have, like, they're just not a good client because they don't even have a business, right? Then we would actually have 8 SQLs, right? Because only 8 of them are qualified. And Eugene, the closer, would accept 8 of the calls, right? So the other 2 would not count towards the KPI. So anyway, an example here would be like every single month getting 2,750 new email and phone number opt-ins. 2% of the 2,750 book themselves onto a sales call. Also ignore the typo there. Those would be key results. And then another key result basically is just talking about A/B testing to see which of the 2 VSLs works better. So the VSLs have actually happened, they've gone ahead and we did the A/B test and we figured out which one performs better. That would be another key result, would be knowing which VSL performs better. Okay. A client success example would be to become a key player in ensuring that every client has a first-class experience and hits their goals so that they bring in organic referrals and therefore create an even greater impact across the globe. Okay, so some key results is spend a minimum of 2 hours per week on self-development to improve my knowledge and skills around scaling a service-based business, ensure that I am as well equipped as possible to give an outstanding service. 2 would be gain a minimum of 2 referrals per client. 3, attend at least 1 specialized group call from each consultant to learn more about their area of genius. Okay, I'll leave it there. So these are just a couple of OKRs. A sales example, help Impact School generate 5 million by the end of Q1. So sell 300K in paid in full accelerator programs. 2 12 deals over 3 months at 25K. Right, you get the idea by now. Okay, so I'll just go into a CEO example. Sit in the role of CEO 100% of the time, aka replace myself in all non-CEO activities and be a true leader and example for our clients. So 1 key result is that I only would have 2 direct reports, which would be our COO and our Chief Revenue Officer. 2 is hiring a Chief Revenue Officer who has experience in taking a company within our industry to 30 million per year cash collected. And 3, Noor has replaced herself fully in all execution activities and sits in the role of COO. And that's how it's measured. Okay, her weekly reporting to me. So just to remember, we don't sacrifice vital in favor of the OKRs. If you're unable to meet the vital due to your OKRs, your vital is not truly being met and you're probably not ready for OKRs. So vital is the bare minimum and you always want to under promise and over deliver. That's just something that like we figured out over the years. So this is vital about important. Okay, so okay, luxury. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this, honestly, because it's nice to have, but it's not needed. Oftentimes, like, why do you want to do this? Is it going to help you and your business, or is it just for your ego? Right? For me in the past, I remember like I invested with this company. This is back when I was doing fitness. How much was it? I think it was like £12,000 for a retreat. Okay. This is why I always bring up the retreat example, because I thought, oh my gosh, it'd be so cool. We go to Thailand, like Koh Samui, have this retreat. And it just wouldn't sell. It just would not sell categorically. Like it just wouldn't sell. It was too high ticket for the audience I had. I tried to take the price down, just made my brand look all like, you know, tacky. So it just was so distracting and it was frustrating, right? More so than anything, it just knocked my energy. So remember, never sacrifice the empire for a pot of gold. So luxury, nice to have, but probably not needed. Okay. Okie dokie. Eliminate. If it doesn't give you money, if it doesn't make you money, and if it doesn't give people the thing they paid you money for, and if your profit margins are below 70%, and if you're making less than 100K profit per month, you should only be focusing on vital and you should still be doing sales yourself. Everything else needs to be reconsidered. All the other projects. And I'm not saying this because I'm like thinking that, everyone should have a super boring business. I'm saying this from experience and the fact that doing the things that get you to 100K per month, 70% profit margin, okay, so 70K profit per month, you running the sales, leading the sales, and ensuring that your clients are being served by someone that isn't you is going to be the best thing that you do this year. Why? Because it's going to set you up for all the success in the world in the future. So you can do all of the important stuff in the future that you want. You can do everything that you want, just not all at once. Okay. So this is very powerful, a calendar audit. So we can see what things you're actually doing, which really are vital, which really are important, luxury, or that should be eliminated. So a lot of people go by their calendar on their like laptop or phone or whatever. For a week, have a notebook. I promise you, this is going to be one of the most powerful things that you ever do. It's going to be so eye-opening for you, and there's going to be a lot of resistance to this. But I know those that actually do this are the ones that are serious about getting themselves out of the day-to-day and actually scaling their businesses. So notebook, okay, carry it around with you wherever you go. You go coffee shop to work, cool. And then hour by hour, write down what you do. So, okay, let's say you got out of bed at 6 and then you stretched and then suddenly it was 9. What happened? What was going on in that 3-hour period? Okay. And then suddenly next thing you know, you look at your calendar and you look at your time and it's 12:30 and you're eating lunch and all you've done is posted to Twitter. Like, what was actually going on in that time? Get real with yourself. Because as leaders, we have to ensure that we are showing up as the person that our team would aspire to be. So if you want to attract top talent in your business as you continue to scale, then people that are just super passive and just let time pass them by and they're procrastinating, right? Just as an example, you will start to attract those people because you get what you tolerate as well. And so if you think that type of behavior is acceptable because you do it yourself, then you'll let people slide. And you won't call them out on their excuses. Okay, so anyway, you start the minute that you get up, you stop at the minute that you shut your eyes. Do this for 7 days in a row. It's the new year, so, can do it as part of your new year beginning. And it will be very eye-opening. Okay. At the end of the 7 days, highlight the things that give you energy in yellow. So for example, let's say you're making a YouTube video and you love this. It took you 5 hours, but you love it so much. Okay, recording the content. Highlight that in yellow. The things that take your energy, highlight those ones in red. So DMing or making videos for your course or having a difficult conversation with your team. And then go back through everything and circle the things that are vital in green. The things that are vital for your business to run. So bringing money in or delivering results to the client. And then, by the way, if a client, let's say a client could get amazing, they're on the program, they are getting results, and then something small comes up, and then you have to handle some customer support thing. Okay. You still want to make sure that you get honest, like, is this vital? Or is this operational drag? Because for me, that is not something that as a founder should be vital. Yes, it's vital for the company, but it needs to be delegated. Okay. So anyway, then the things that are not vital that you're doing, circle them in blue. So yeah, like replying to a customer support ticket. Eliminate the blue circles. keep the yellow and green, and then delegate the green and red. So yeah, to be fair, like the customer support example would be that would be green and red. Or maybe you love it, but it still needs to be delegated. And then you get really honest with yourself. Okay. So this year is the year of focus. I just wanted to give you this example. So when we hit 20 million this year, we're doing an all expenses paid trip for our team to all go to South Africa, right? I've to this day never seen my team so excited, so passionate, so motivated, right? And so this is something as well that for your team, you could also do. But we know that from our past experience, to get there, it requires a lot of focus. So at the moment, we're only focusing on the front end and selling one thing. That's literally it. Just one thing. And then on the back end, we have our Scale Academy, which is something that we'll be introducing to you guys soon as you end the phase that you're in with us right now. And that's taking like our lead and scale, but we've put that on steroids. So that's very, very exciting. We're just focusing on those things. So yes, basically, it does become pretty easy when you focus to remove yourself from the day-to-day, because there's not all of this drag. Like I call it operational drag, just projects going on, things to be completed, like calls about this and that. Like when you focus, it becomes pretty easy to remove yourself from the day-to-day. It's just that oftentimes we think that things are vital when really they're just a luxury. And then we can take pressure off ourselves, which allows us to focus on bringing in revenue and delivering the thing to the clients that they paid us money for. So I like the concept of 80-20, the 80-20. So where do 80% of your clients come from? Double down on that. Use a specialist system to increase your results on that platform. For example, if you know that 80% of your clients are coming from Instagram and you're getting them in the DMs and then booking the call there in the DMs, like a Zoom call, well, maybe what you could also do is inside of the DMs, grab their phone number. Then that phone number automatically goes into the CRM, into Get Impact, right? And then you can have someone start phoning those leads up. You can have your specialist start phoning them up. You could start phoning them up. You'll learn an awful lot from doing that. And everyone kind of, you know, in the industry who doesn't do this says that no one answers the phone. It's very clear to me who does actually do this in reality and who doesn't by their answer they give. People answer the phone. Like people pretty much always answer the phone. Unless you're calling someone in America and it's like, you know, 3 a.m. for them, right? You have to obviously pay attention to time zones, but it just cracks me up so much because like whenever I'm speaking at events and I say this, like all of the real sophisticated marketers and people like with sales teams, they know that this works, but everyone else that doesn't do it and has barely tried it, they always say that it doesn't work. So that's just something funny. So yeah, double down on the to increase results on that platform. Also, you could have like a DM me the word and then the first auto message they get when they DM that word would be like, okay, great. In order to get the training, what's your best phone number, including country code? Boom, they send the phone number that then it goes through to the CRM all automatically, and then you just phone them up. Inside of Get Impact, you can also so you don't need to use like ManyChat or Mobile Monkey anymore. You can also now do workflows to get like an automated Instagram or Facebook keyword automation. So if they DM the word scale, they'll automatically get it. There's a training in there that shows how to do it. Simultaneously, what gets 80% of your clients' results, weave that into your impact offer. So again, simplicity is also going to allow for your team to stay focused and clear. When it's just you know everything that's going on at all times. Let's say you're doing sales, you know from the top of your head all of the client, you know, results that you have, like this client got that result and it's a perfect match to tell this person. But if they don't have a database, they're not going to know, right? So maybe that's actually a vital thing in order to bring in consistent sales, is building up out a testimonial database. Okay. Then you can delegate outcomes to your team instead of tasks when they take ownership over things and they start to get really excited about their results. Okay, so yes, next please. Yeah, so one thing that I just wanted to remind you of is that you're here inside Impact School for a reason. You have your one-to-one consultant who's going to give you the systems that you need to do all this. It's on you to focus and have the discipline. So it's time to lean into that discomfort. I can see some people in the chat saying like that you haven't yet get Impact. It's ready now for you. So yeah, it seems that Kelsey will send an email. Kelsey, instead of getting everyone to contact, if you can just email everybody, that'd be great. But yeah, this is what we did roll out a while ago. That's why it's important to read your emails from us, guys, and check Slack as well. That's where we communicate with you. Okie dokie, let's go next, Kelsey. Oh yeah, and those that succeeded, those that stayed true to their mission. Yep, next. And so something else as well to codify at this time of the year is also to think about, what is your vision? What is your mission? What are your values? So I want, and all of your consultants are aware that this is happening, but alongside of doing your time audit, codify your vision, mission, and values and submit them to your consultant. When will it be? So let's say by next Tuesday. Okay, let's do it both by next Tuesday. So what is your vision? What is your mission? And what are your values? Knowing this allows you to also gain clarity as to exactly. Thanks, Kelsey. Yeah, I'm getting distracted by the chat. It allows you to gain clarity on what actually is vital. Okay. Okie dokie. So I think that is actually everything for now. So I want to go into some Q&A. So just remember the VIAL framework. It allows you to prioritize and eliminate unnecessary tasks or projects that you're working on that are not actually going to get you the results that you want. OKRs is when we have got vital and it's met, and then we use that as our important to make sure our important actually gets done. I'll ask Noor to run a training on OKRs for you, or she might have already recorded one. This year is a year of focus. So set your targets for this year, hold yourself accountable and own it. And when you focus, you're going to be able to delegate outcomes to your team instead of tasks and get yourself out of the day-to-day. So collaborate with us. Let us help you, okay? Then we can get you the results that you're here for.